compliments. When you get one, you feel amazing. It's like an emotional, like little knuckle bump, kind of like when you drop me one of those. Hint, if you want to make me feel good, that would help. Anyway, for me, the amount of compliments that I started to receive when I started wearing Creed Aventus was ridiculous. And this was the first time I realized the power of a fragrance. If you smell amazing, it gives you an unfair competitive advantage. But on the flip side, if you smell bad, it also could interfere with you accomplishing and kicking life's ass. And so today, in an attempt to help you smell even better, I'm going over 10 fragrance mistakes most men make. The first mistake that most men make is not actually wearing a fragrance. I have heard from so many dudes that are like, no, I don't wear a cologne. I don't wear a fragrance. Gentlemen, here's the deal. If you want to single-handedly take your sexiness from a 6 to a 12.75, gotta give yourself a little juice before you leave the house. Wearing a fragrance that you love, guys, it's like a spritz of confidence mixed with a dash of sexiness. So a few tips to find a signature scent, all right? I would not recommend you just going in blind to a department store or fragrance store that sells like a ton of fragrances or colognes and just start smelling. Instead, what I would do is actually look for a recommendation. Do your research and then make a list of 4 or 5 fragrances that you're interested in trying, and then go in and only smell those 4 or 5 fragrances. Or you could ask for a recommendation when you go in. So you go up to the sales associate and ask them, say what's popular this year, what's new, and have them help you identify and find a scent. And I used to only wear Creed Aventus. The problem with this fragrance is that it's super expensive. Recently, I came out with my own fragrance at Pete and Pedro called Rebel. It is modeled after Creed Aventus. It's not an identical copy, but it is definitely inspired. I wanted to make a fragrance that I loved, that smelled similar to Creed, that wasn't gonna cost like $300. This is under 50 and it is amazing. Guys, if you wanna check out Rebel, I'll link to it down below along with the discount code. Go and read the reviews. People are loving this fragrance. Another fragrance that I'm super excited about is this. It is the final version of the newest addition to the Pete and Pedro fragrance family. It is called Hero. It is not live yet, but if you hit that link down below, guys, you can go and sign up to be notified. This stuff is ridiculous. It is light, it is fresh, it is sexy. Guys, I will link to Hero down below. Now, it is not live yet, but it will be very soon, so depending on when you're watching it, you may or may not be able to read the reviews, but I'm assuming the reviews are going to be epic. Speaking of epic, are you making this epic mistake? Storing your fragrance out in the open in your bathroom. There are 2 reasons why keeping your fragrance on your counter in your bathroom is a horrible idea. The first reason is because it gets hot. You want to make sure that your fragrance stays at room temperature. It's all about making sure that the fragrance and the oils in those fragrances don't get heated up. And in the bathroom, the shower, hot. The other reason why you don't want to store your fragrance out in an area that gets a lot of sun is because the light also damages the fragrance. Keep it somewhere dark and keep it somewhere cool. What I would recommend is in a closet, in a drawer, in a cabinet. Number 3, not applying your fragrance after the shower. Post-shower application is the best time to apply your signature scent. And the reason is because after the shower, your pores are open, right? And this is the ideal time in order to have that fragrance actually draw into your skin and actually hang out there. And if you apply it to the appropriate pulse points, this is ensuring a better projection. Number 4, using scented body lotions. So if you're looking to maximize the effectiveness of your fragrance, guys, you don't want to apply it to dry skin, which means you should apply a moisturizer. But you got to make sure that the body lotion or moisturizer that you're using does not have a fragrance. You need to look for fragrance-free or unscented. And the reason, it kind of makes sense, right? Because if you want to smell like unadulterated, pure Creed or Polo or Rebel or whatever your signature scent is, you don't want to layer it on top of Mountain Ocean Patchouli Lavender. The 5th mistake that most guys make is improper application. The mist. Gentlemen, at this point, you should know that the mist application technique is a no-go. In terms of proper application, gentlemen, it boils down to the pulse points. Here's a great example of where your pulse points are on your body, all right? You are looking for the hot areas. The areas in red are gonna project your cologne better because of the blood flow. Areas in yellow are good, not as good as red, and green, not so great, blue, bad. Pulse points are where the blood is like flowing, and the more blood flow that an area has, the more heated up it's gonna get getting, the more that fragrance is going to be projected, all right? Something else I want you to do when you're applying, don't hold the fragrance too far away. 3 to 6 inches max, all right? Now for me, what pulse points I go with, I go one on this side of my neck, one on this, and then one on and the wrist. But the wrist is the pulse point that causes some issues and is actually the 6th mistake. Guys like to rub in order to distribute. It's not a rub, it's a pat if you want to distribute from one to the other. Pat. The reason that rubbing is bad is because you don't want that fragrance to actually absorb into your skin, all right? You want it to sit on top. That's how you're going to get the best projection. And when you rub, you're helping it dive deep. Number 7. No, gentlemen, never apply your signature center fragrance directly to your clothing. And the reason, so is the stuff in fragrances that make it smell amazing, they're oils. And these oils can stain. And so if you're like, yo, I'm just going to kick it on my leather jacket, your leather jacket, although amazing, is going to get little drops of oily nastiness. The 8th mistake that most men make is trying to take their regular size fragrance with them when they travel. They'll just toss it in their dop kit. This is a horrible idea. And there are a few reasons why. It can leak and it can break. And this is a lot of liquid. So if this spills in your bag, everything is going to stink. It's going to be too much. It's going to be overpowering. I've also lost a pair of leather double monks when a bottle of my cologne actually broke in my bag. It got on the shoes, it totally discolored them, and I had to throw them out. Instead, a much better alternative is to get something like this little travel sprayer by Pete and Pedro. They sell them in different places, but the way that it works, all right, all you do, you pop off the top of your regular fragrance, and then underneath there's this little like nozzle, right? You just put it on there, you pump it up, and it fills up the little reservoir in the travel sprayer, and then pop this into your dop kit, your grooming bag, or your briefcase, and then when you're ready, it's got a little sprayer, bingo bango, it allows you to smell incredible on the go. Guys, if you want to check this out, I will link to it down below. The 9th mistake that most guys make is what I call fragrance stagnation, which means that you wear the same cologne for years. But I get it, right? You get one compliment wearing a fragrance and it's like, that's it, game over, this is what I want to wear for the rest of my life. But the truth is that modern stylish gentlemen switch it up. They have different options. Now, even though I love Rebel, I still have other fragrances in my arsenal. I would recommend 3 fragrances and rotate them, all right? Maybe you've got one that you wear in the spring, one that you wear in the winter, maybe you just wear one at night. Guys, fragrances are amazing. There are so many incredible ones out there. I would hate for you to get stuck on one like I do. I think of fragrances like food. Even though I love pizza, it's my favorite. Like I could eat pizza like every meal, every day. I don't. And the reason is because I don't want to get fat. Gentlemen, don't get fragrance fat. And last, but certainly not least, the 10th mistake that I've made at this point in the video is wearing too much fragrance. I stink. Literally, I stink. I probably have like 27 squirts of Rebel on. And even though it smells amazing and it smells incredible on you, you shouldn't wear too much. Overpowering fragrances, body washes, or colognes are just as offensive as bad BO or breath. On that note, I gotta go change clothes and shower. Bye-bye.